Hi everyone, Cendril here, and welcome back to Last Dream World Unknown by White Giant RPG Studios. We're going to start our adventure proper this episode after going over choosing skills and tutorial and going over the classes. So I hope all of you get some insight from that and think about your choices. I do like to go over things to give information to all of you to the best of my ability. And hopefully some of the insights that I have, just little things, little bits of advice, are helpful. But now we're going to start the adventure. One quick note is that I changed some of the skills around. I don't remember if I went over this or not, but on screen, because I did some stuff off screen, like this. One thing I want to note is, just because you buy a skill doesn't mean that you can use it in battle. And I'm not talking about passive abilities. You have to equip it in one of your skill slots. Slots, right there. These are the skills that you take with you in battle. So make sure the skills that you want to have, you have on. So I put in some of the newer skills that we bought, like Whirlwind Massacre, Devastation. You have access to some other skills up here. Warcry's really good. I like Warcry. I'll deal with that later. I'll be going over skills as I use them. Now, I don't know the Beastmaster or the Hunter. Beastmaster is an upgraded class. Everybody here is in their upgraded class. In Last Dream 1, you were able to class change and basically get more power. When that happened, you were able to get more skills. So maybe we'll get another class change. I think that'd be really cool if at some point during World Unknown we class change again, become like a third tier class. So you see Dark Knight is my class instead of Fighter. Well, that was the class change in Last Dream 1. And it carries over here. Even in a new file, they're giving you your advanced class. So, there's all that. I don't know the fire very well. I equipped the new healing skills that we got, changed some stuff around, and the new attack spells we got. So, there's all of that. Let's get started. Now, obviously, I don't know where I'm going. This is, of course, completely blind because, hey, I'm getting to play it a few weeks early. Oh, Volume 5. Stuff? The reflection of your armored Spartan party causes you to shudder for your enemies. Oh, speaking of armored, the gear that you start with, if you are thinking about bringing over your last world save, here you start with adamantium gear, so you probably want to have at least that. If the game is starting you with this, you want to have this or some of the really special weapons. Like, somebody reminded me that I had Excalibur in Last Stream, that I'm not taking that with me. That's a shame. But I wanted to show you a new game, just in case you don't have your save file. Adamantium gear for heavy armor. Saints equipment. So Saints cloak, Saints shoes for the, for light armor. And all the weapons are adamantium. So that's what you're looking at. That's what you'll want to have for your gear. Don't have to, I assume, but that's what the game is starting off with here. So that's probably a good baseline of where you want your equipment if you're bringing over your save file, if not higher. Okay, Volume 1, cool. The Geography of Firma. Okay, let's learn a little bit about the world. Our blessed world of Firma. By the way, I turned down the volume a little bit of the game. Everybody said that the balance was pretty good, that the game may be overpowering me just a little bit, I saw in a few comments. So I turned down the volume of the game just a bit. If it still needs to be turned down a bit more, if the music starts when it's really picking up, if it overpowers me still a little bit, let me know. I can turn down the volume just a little bit more. But thank you very much for letting me know about the volume balance, and most of you said that it was good. Our blessed world of Firma is divided into 6 primary continents. I assume we'll be visiting all of these. Firma, I assume, is where we are. North Aldrin, South Aldrin, Vir, Orphos, Holdra, and Ugbar. Okay. Is this going to be Volume 2? Okay, Volume 2. Vir is the central continent and home to Westonia, the world capital, where all of the races of Firma coexist. I bet we'll find a lot of things there, if it's the capital. Western continents, North and South Aldrin, were first explored by the elves, and later settled by humans and goblins. The major cities of North and South Aldrin include mighty Rockwood, militaristic Nesh, and the mixed goblin-human city of Court. Alright. The remaining 3 continents are principally divided by race. Principally divided by race. There we go. Do my best, promise. The human continent of Orphos, the elven continent of Uldra, and the goblin continent of Ugbar. That sounds very goblin-y. That's a good choice. Okay, we saw Volume 5 was down here. The human continent of Orphos is comprised of the capital city of Theopolis and the port city of North Bay. Port city? Can I get a boat? Got a boat in the first game. The elven continent of Holdra is comprised of the capital city of Volondra and the port city of Tissarin. Goblin nation of Ugbar is comprised of the capital city of Hubgar and the port city of Grimlar. Sounds very goblin-y. The city-state of Svarta is the home of the dwarfs and their only known site of civilization after their stronghold of Konar was overrun by Aldrin. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe. Depends on if the dwarfs are, are bad or not. The world capital of Westonia at the heart of Vir is home to all races. Westonia is thus the fitting host of the Decadal World Council. Okay, so there's like a... well, like I said, it's a world council for all the leaders. Many islands have been charted by intemperate sailors. However, any records of land explorations have been lost. So like, there's a lot of adventuring we can do there. Most experts agree that the floating fortress above Westonia is of alien origin and the paramount wonder of the world. Wonder if that'll come to come to be a major plot point at sometime in the game. We'll see. Hi. Glad you're feeling well enough to explore our house a bit. You'll find my husband in the kitchen. Okay, let's talk to him. Hello. My Mr. Rusty T. Rockwood the 26th. He sounds like a nobleman, doesn't he? My distant relatives settled here ages ago. My family's continued presence is a testament to the stability Rockwood has enjoyed. Now, I'm not going to VA everything because I'm sure there's lots of NPCs. So I'll have to pick and choose. You seem like a good person who could help persevere Rockwood's stability. Indeed, may your own family experience 26 generations of rich history. That'd be nice. Apologies for rambling on. You must be confused. Do you remember anything before we found you? No? That's disappointing. You have the look of a strong warrior. Perhaps it's presumptuous to say this, but the Mercenaries Guild could use someone like you. Ignatius, the leader of the Mercenaries Guild, is a wise man who may be able to help you learn the truth about your past. Ignatius can be found in the Mercenaries Guild, located deep beneath Rockwood. You'll find the entrance behind the inn. Okay, entrance behind the inn. Got it. That's important. Now, one of the really... 4 forgetful rings. Okay, what's that do? Ring that reduces EXP gain to 0. Oh, interesting. In case you want to do like a challenge run, I guess. You don't want to gain any EXP? I have a Moa whistle. Calls your giant Moa if you've tamed one on the continent. We can do that. We can tame. Medallion that enhances natural foresight. Neat. Because we have a hunter. We can do that. That's a thing they can do. But I guess if you just want to do a challenge run, go through at level 60. It'd be really tough, but I guess that's what this would be used for. Can't think of any other reason you'd really want to not get EXP. Rockwood Family. Volume 1 by that guy, or at least his very distant ancestor. Rockwood was founded by Abraham Rockwood as a sanctuary for refugees after the Great War that scarred Firma. The most notable refugee that made Rockwood his home after the terrible Great War was Ahmad Khan, the future founder of the Mercenaries Guild. Oh, interesting. No, I don't have a thief, which means I don't think I can take, well, I can, but I don't think I can take treasure chest without punishment. Without becoming wanted by like city police, because we're stealing. We don't quite get the hero's privilege and main protagonist privilege like we do in other RPGs. That we can take, but I don't think we can take treasure chests without penalty, because that's a thief ability. They can lockpick treasure chests in towns without having to worry about that. So we're just gonna leave those be. We'll be all right. We have a lot of money to start with. We'll see how far it gets us. Probably not very far. There's another one. So we'll leave all the treasure chests in towns. Dungeons, free game. My father spent 40 years as a member of the Mercenaries Guild before he retired. In his later years, he wrote to me he stumbled upon an isolated outpost in the northern tundra of North Aldrin. Why would anyone live in such isolation? Do you think he was banished from some far-off land? Is he a mighty warrior hunting monsters? So many possibilities. Trade has come to a standstill after an earthquake destroyed the underground bridge to the west. It is the only safe transit to court, except by ship. All things we'll have to keep in mind. So in North Aldrin, there's some type of hidden cottage we can find. Tree of Life. Oh, let's see, visit the Tree of Life. Hi. Nature-loving goblin. Pretty tree. You think too? Yes, good tree. The tree emits a strange aura, because we read about this in the tutorial, I think. May have done that in the practice run. Anyway, at Trees of Life, you can save. You can save, resurrect party members. Don't know if that costs anything. Maybe, maybe not. You're familiar with these wonderful trees, right? Oh, no, you can tell us. Let me tell you about the basics about the Trees of Life. No one, not even the elves, knows exactly how or why the Trees of Life grant the magical properties that they do. Nearly every town on Firma is built near a Tree of Life due to their healing properties. Trees of Life can heal lethal wounds and bring back people from the brink of death. Whenever you find yourself or your comrades fatally hurt, you should visit a Tree of Life. So, resurrect. Good. Good to know. That music was louder. Hi. I say our friends in Niche are too forgiving after what they've endured. Rockwood citizens seem to think the people of Niche are merely prejudiced. Not so. Goblins have repeatedly attacked Niche, almost as if they were mad. What recourse do the residents of Niche have other than resorting to force? Probably butchering saying that name, and I deeply apologize. Founding of that town, Volume 1. Rockwood was not the only city founded on Aldrin in the aftermath of the Great War. Okay, so we are on Aldrin. Niche was built on South Aldrin at nearly the same time. So we're on North Aldrin? Which means to the north there's a guy we may want to visit. Okay. Gotta figure stuff out. The fun part is you can figure it all out with me. While Rockwood was founded on the principles of freedom and equality, founder of Niche, Benedict Duke, still harbored a deep hatred for the Goblins, blaming them for the horrors of the Great War. The deep-seated distrust for Goblins that accompanied the founding of Niche has continued to this day, propagating great prejudice against Goblins across generations. While many historians... The Truth About Goblins, by Dio. While many historians paint the founder of Niche, Benedict Duke, as merely prejudiced, they fail to mention that his family was murdered at the green hands of Goblins during the early days of the Great War. Whereas Rockwood glossed over the terrible deeds that humans suffered at the hands of goblins during the Great War, the founders of Niche rightly remembered and reflected on these grave injustices. Let us follow the wise example of Niche and never forget the dark side of the unaccountable goblin soul. Eye drops. So here you get conflicting, well, not conflicting, but you get different viewpoints. You know, here, that he harbored a great hatred for goblins, and that's caused problems because they never forgave the goblins. I'll go back and read that. Whereas this side is that we shouldn't forget about the great evil things that the goblins have done, even if they have changed. You avert your gaze from the mirror's harsh truths. Oh, come on, I'm not the best looking guy, but... I like the bookcases. You can get a lot of backstory if you want it, or you can just continue going on. The choice is yours. When engaged against an opponent of superior strength, by Zhu, Sun Tzu? Tactical Warfare, Volume 1. It is critical to refrain from attacking until your attributes are boosted and the enemy's strengths are reduced. Not quite what I remember, but this is actually really, really good advice from the game. If an enemy is tough for you to fight, you can always debuff them, slow them down, lower their defense, lower their attack, lower their speed, and then you can buff yourselves up your attack if they're casting spells at you, up your magic defense. And then you can start the fight. You can really get into attacking them and doing a lot of damage. You can barely resist the fierce impulse to smash your fist into the clock face. Why? The best defense is to destroy your enemies before they have a chance to strike. To this end, speed kills. This is also just RPG 101. Maybe 102. Maybe a slightly more advanced class. Enemy can't hurt you if it doesn't get a turn, or if it gets less turns. Things that slow down the enemy. Anything we have that will slow down preemptiveness will help. That way we go first, and then we can heal, we can do damage before they get to do anything. Will be useful. Let's take a quick look. Vigilance adds 100 to preempt for the entire battle. That's really useful. And agility to help us dodge. The papers appear to be a rough draft of an autobiographical memoir. Alright. Sorry, a lot of town exploration. There's something odd about the crack at the bottom of the wall. Sure. Push the lever. Don't kill me! Ooh. What do we have here? Only the thief can unlock this chest. Aww. Well, we don't have a thief. Hi? What do you want? A bandit. There's a glint in the bandit's pocket. Could it be? Yes! It's the Traveler's Vial that Dante gave you long ago in another world. I remember that, but I don't remember what it did. Grab for the vial. Hey, what are you doing? That vial has my medicine in it. What's it to you anyway? I really need that vial. Can you please give it back? Or would I give my loot to some sniveling worm? You're still here. I suppose I have to teach you a lesson. Oh, really? You're gonna be that way. Listen, I was trying to be nice. Alright, combat. Combat in Last Dream is turn-based. You put in the commands, and then the enemy will have its command, of course, that you can't see. Turn order will be based on preemptiveness. Higher preemptiveness, you go faster in the turn order. You input your commands, and then it goes. Now, I don't know how tough you're going to be. We're going to do Human Shield. Human Shield is a taunt. A very useful one. It lasts 3 turns. It'll give me, the user, plus 35% defense, and makes it to where 88 to 96% of the time, I get hit. Which is important. I have the heaviest armor. So it's good if I get hit, because I should be able to take the hit. Because if I can't, nobody else in the party will be able to. So we'll start with that. Let's... critical scan. Plus 25 critical to party for 5 turns. Let's do that. Oh, cool. You also get to see the bandit's HP and MP, so we know how good we're doing. Oh, man, scan is really useful. Let's do that. Can't use Divine Intervention. We're going to use Citadel. Defense and magic defense get plus 30. Then an additional 10% to everybody for 5 turns. And for the last thing, let's go ahead and start doing some damage with Sai. Annihilation. 2,500 HP worth of damage to 1 enemy. Takes 300 MP. It's not a cheap spell, but it does a lot of damage. This is one of the ones that we got at the beginning of the game that we bought. Human Shield. Critical scan. 160. Yeah, I can take that. No problem. Now I have even more defense. Annihilation. You got critical for 12k. How do you feel? Not great. Now, when it says 2,500 damage, or it gives you a damage number, by the way, like, do 200% of your normal attack, it's easier with spells. I am now going to use, because you're almost dead, Devastation. Attack. Defend. When you see a number... Oh, it has a 1-turn cooldown. Oh, that's good to know. I did not see that. I gotta remember, this is new in World Unknown. Look for cooldowns on skills. You won't be able to use them all the time. When you see that around 2,500, that's base. That's base damage. That's not including the caster's intelligence. That's just, 2,500 around there if you had nothing else buffing it. That's not including any buffs you have on, spells that you've used to increase damage, how bad the enemy's magic defense is or how good the magic defense is, and how good your intelligence is to buff the damage of spells. So the number just gives you an idea. Okay, Fire 7 does around 350, Fire 8 does around 500. Oh, okay, so Fire 8 is stronger. Implosion does around 1,000. Annihilation does around 2,500. Oh, okay, Annihilation is way stronger than Implosion. It just gives you a base sense of the spell. And also the type of damage it's doing. But don't think by any means that's going to be the final number. A lot more will go into it than that. The enemy's magic defense and your caster's intelligence foremost in that equation. Bye. Super critical. Critical, take 8k. You're done. Nice. a slightly revamped version of the old winning theme from last stream. I like it. It's good. 1,500 gold, 3,750 EXP. That gave us 6.62%. Okay, not bad. We got 275 SP. No drops. Gimme. Take the vial off his body, regretting it came to this. I do regret it came to that. Thieves Handbook. Until recently, there were 5 major hubs in the Thieves Hideout network. Rockwood, Theopolis, Grimlar, Volundra, and Westonia. With the raid on the Theopolis hideout, thieves and bandits are urged to travel to Volundra or Rockwood, depending on the current state of ship traffic. Huh, okay. A vial of clear liquid. I don't remember what this does. The, Traveler's Vial given to you by Dante. It's a constant reminder of your struggle to return home. Okay, well that's good to have. Are you here to use our connections to bribe the city guards? This is just one hideout in a gigantic worldwide network of thieves and bandits. For the right amount of money, we can make your problems disappear all over Firma. From Court to Grimlar, we have connections everywhere. Your wanted level is very low, so as you do illegal things, like steal from treasure chests, hurt civilians, etc., your wanted level will go up. 50k to wipe the slate clean and get those pesky guards. No, I'm good. Wanted level is very low at base, if I remember right. So, there must be a mechanical weight sensor to automatically close the trapdoor to the Thieves Hideout. Oh! Okay. That's cool. A lot of exploring. This is a really big town. For a starting town? Like, this town is really big. A lot to explore. Is one moment on Firma the same as on Terra or Earth? Against what temporal plane does this clock tick? It's going really deep. Residents of Rockwood have generous hearts and care for the plights of the oft-maligned goblins. Sure, goblins smell atrocious, can appear hideous in form. Yet can you blame a creature for its natural state? They have no choice! The people of Niche could overcome their initial revulsion. They would see that goblins are actually synonyms of peace. Synonyms with peace. I don't know about that. Maybe, we'll have to see. Most goblins I run into are really mean and try to steal my treasure. Hi. I'm no fool. I have no time for bleeding hearts that insist that those little lizard larcenists are just misunderstood. My fellow humans in Niche feel forced to defend themselves against goblins. Who are we to question their judgment? My dreary mother has forbidden me from visiting my goblin friends in court because of Niche's threats. Goblins would make up funny games that we would play for hours. I think goblins would be good at that, yeah. I don't wish to keep my son away from his little friends in court, but something odd is going on with the goblins here on the north and south Aldrin continents. I doubt the people of Niche could just make up their claims of goblin attacks. Perhaps goblins are smarter than humans tend to think, and endeavor to make North and South Aldrin a goblin enclave. Perhaps it's time to move to the human nation of Orphos. We can go through here. See, I'll show you the whole lock-picking thing. Attempting to pick the lock. Lock picked. Typhoon Bomb. See, but you have to pick the lock. And if we don't pick the lock, something bad might happen. Around 1,000 HP damage with wind element to all enemies. If an enemy is weak to wind, that could be useful. Guards detected you. So there you go. That's what I was talking about. That's what I wanted to show. If you mess picking up the lock, guards attack you. Now, we will probably lose this fight, because city guards tend to be really strong. I've had bad experiences with city guards in the past. Human Shield. Ultra Scan. Scan all enemies. Plus 25 crit. Plus 10% attack, defense, intelligence, and magic defense for party for 5 turns. Citadel for additional defense. And Atomic Flare. Hit them all. Rend. Oh, okay. Woo. Actually strong enough to take the city guards. But we're not going to pick Cheston Town. If you have a thief, you don't have to worry about this. So, go nuts. Treat it like a typical RPG and take everything. You have main character privilege at that point. Sure. Whirlwind Massacre. 5 enemies at random. I'll do normal damage for each hit. I'll lose 10% defense for 5 turns, but this fight should be over pretty quick. Rain of Death? Heal 4. I don't even need to do that. I should be the only one getting hit. Cure 4. Atomic Flare is on a 1-turn cooldown. 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 A lot of the mage stuff has cooldown. Interesting. So you're going to have to change up your spells. Fire 8. 2, 1. Oh. Dark Silence critical. I missed one of those hits. Oh, that's cool looking. I like the way they did Fire 8. That's good. That's on a cooldown. 2-turn cooldown. Oh, wow, okay. Really changes up combat with the cooldowns. Zeal. 2-turn cooldown. Basic attack. 2-turn cooldown for Heaven's Light. And Thunder 8. Missed. Yeah, with all the defense up, can't hurt me. That healed them. Interesting. Died from poison, I believe, is what he had. Implosion. That should be it. Done. 1,200 SP. And then you get whatever's in the treasure chest, but we'll stop from doing that. Huge SP orb. Nice. Now you can take those items, no problem. It's just the treasure chest. Again, if you have a thief, don't have to worry about it. I want to go see if the it's still very low. Yep, still very low. It'll take some time to go up. You'll have to get into a couple of fights, I think, with city guards, but we're just not going to do that. I would happily open my home to anyone from court, human or goblin, who needs refuge from Niche's wrath. People of Niche said they would strike back at the attacking goblins if they could find them. Instead, they've directed their vengeance on Court, a place where humans and goblins peacefully coexist. That's not great. Ain't no reason to involve them. They're living peacefully, it's fine. This is Mercenaries Guild? Yeah, lights below. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is, I wonder if we even have to go to the Mercenaries Guild. We could just walk out ourselves and try to go find some stuff to do. We've learned about this Niche and Court place. We could probably just go visit the towns ourselves. In last stream, how you tackle the game, while there are plot points you'll have to do, you will be able to maybe take some different paths to get there, which is interesting. But we're going to follow kind of the tip the game gave us and go to the Mercenaries Guild. One last thing before I end this episode. I hope you enjoyed the exploration of town. There's a lot here, like stuff like this. Follow the Dwarven race. Oh, that was pretty short. We can do that real quick. Large magic potion. Before the Great War, the Dwarven race enjoyed two centers of power, Svarta and Karanor. The mines of Karanor extended from a small island off of North Aldrin coast to the heart of the North Aldrin continent. Okay. And then we heard that they lost Karanor? Was that it? Yeah. Or Karanor. There's a lot to explore here in town, so hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed my look at town, reading the books, getting some lore. Some people like that. Some people just want to play the game and just continue on, and you can do that. But if you want some backstory, some story about the land, just what's going on in this new place that you're in, just press OK on the bookcases, whatever your OK button is to select things. And read the books and get some more knowledge. I'm gonna try to read those because I think it's interesting to have some world building. And kudos to World Unknown for putting some thought into the world building. I think that's awesome. Here you can buy SP orbs. As you see, 4,000 skill points, 2,000, 1,500, and then how much it cost. They're not cheap, but if you have a lot of cash, like especially as we go later in the game, you may have just a bunch of money. What do I do with it? If there's some skills you still want to buy, there you go. Buy some SP orbs. Okay, this is more about the dwarfs. We'll save that. This episode's running a little long. For those of you that are new to the channel, episodes I try to keep around 30 minutes. I have a habit of going over. I apologize for that. The last two were actually shorter because it was one big episode and I cut it in half. The old fool who runs this store sells adamantium equipment. Claims it to be the mightiest of all equipment. It was almost the mightiest in last stream. But here, if we're starting with that, we're only going to get better. Walk less than 100 paces to the Mercenaries Guild and you can purchase emerald equipment. Ooh, fancy new equipment. I bet it's really expensive, so I'm sure our adamantium equipment will serve for now. Adamantium equipment is expensive, so I'm sure it's only going to go up from there, but at least you start with it. Parchment lists the pieces of equipment that require restocking based on recent purchases. Oh, neat. Weapons, I assume it's going to be the same. Yep, adamantium equipment. Anything here? Nope. Hyper Ward Tonic. Alright. Fish! If you did not catch in the item equipment, it was over here. We have fishing poles, which is awesome. You can go fishing in last stream. Magic potion. Saltwater fish that abound in the waters of firmest oceans have amazing healing properties. The more potent fish will ignore a standard hook and bait. Can only be caught using a fishing spear. Need to find a fishing spear now. This is the Monster Remains Collector. What he does is he will buy your monster remains. So basically special item drops from monsters. And he'll pay the same as the item shop. But you want to give them to him. Because if you give him so many, you'll get a bonus. Like he'll give you special items and things. Plus he pays the same price as the shop, so why not? Alright, here we have a whole bunch of items. Bombs, which you can throw for damage. Cure disease. Cure everything except zombification, jinx, or disease. Warp out of some dungeons. We'll buy one of those. We have a black mage that can do that. But just in case I use too much MP, we can hold the warp stone just in case. Cure jinx, zombification, silence, stone, paralysis, and stun. Smelling salts. That's cure confusion. Excuse me. Cure poison, cure blindness. Potions restore different amounts of HP. 30, which you won't use in your adventure. You won't use the smaller ones because you have all this HP. Probably want to start at the huge potions, even though they're more expensive. Heal 500, heal 1,000. We'll buy a large cottage for when we're... 2 large cottages for when we're outside. And then we'll buy small cottages if we need to rest. Like to... just to get a little bit back before going into a dungeon or something. Buy some of those. 300 MP isn't much considering the cost of some of our spells, but just a little pick-me-up. Alright. So a whole bunch of different items. Here, now I'm going way over. Sorry, I just keep going into different different shops. There are more shops than I thought there would be. Which is good. It's not good for the time. Alright. Last thing before I end the episode. This is the Synthesizer. You can find synthesis recipes, and they basically tell you how to make gear. They can tell you how to make some different things. The gear will normally take a standard piece of equipment that you can buy or make, such as this adamantium sword, for example. Combine it with something you go get from monsters or that are special drops. Combine them and you get a better weapon. Stronger than the adamantium sword was base. But you have to find the recipes. They can be in treasure chests. You can get them from NPCs. There's a lot of different things. Let's see. Long ago, there was the Dwarven stronghold, overrun by a massive horde of monsters 500 years ago. Okay, that's not good. There's a harbor that way. But next time, we are going to visit the Mercenaries Guild. Now that we've explored a really good chunk of town. The inn is down here, which we should probably use. 1,000 gold. Now, I'd like to stay for free. I've had bad experiences with this. What this does is, she's like, no, you have money. Even if you don't have money, you have money. And if you would keep insisting, she will call the guards to throw you out. So instead of doing that, we're just gonna pay the 1,000. Because, well, we have a lot of... Blast! I don't have time for a cutscene. Tell you what, watch the cutscene next time. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had a lot of fun. Until the next episode where we'll see this cutscene, go to the Mercenaries Guild, and find out where we should go from there. I'm Cendril. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.